competition. If your program meets the minimum standards, you can offer it up. You can compete against any other private plan. And in addition, we want one additional piece of competition from a public plan. Then they say, oh, no, that's socialism. They used to call it, believe me, they've improved their technique. They used to call it communism. Now their criticism is a little bit more mild. It's all still bull gravy. And let me just say, we should not be surprised by the fact that some of our Republican friends are opposed to whatever we're trying to do in health care. I want to read two statements to you. One, from that well-known progressive Senator Jim DeMint from South Carolina, who said, if we can stop this plan, meaning Obama's health care plan, it will be Obama's Waterloo. It will break him. And then Bill Kristol, the boy genius who used to be the chief of staff for Dan Quayle. Here's what he said. With Obama on the ropes, there will be a temptation for opponents to let up on their criticism and try to appear constructive or at least responsible. My advice, for what it's worth, resist the temptation. This is no time to pull punches. Go for the kill. These are the same people who 2 days later will lecture Obama saying that he needs to reach across the aisle and find bipartisan cooperation from the same people who are trying to slit Obama's political throat. I mean, that's what's going on. But we should not be surprised that Republicans in the Congress are trying to kill this package. If you go back to Social Security and look at the votes on Social Security and Medicare, when Social Security was being voted on in 1935, the Republicans, 92% of the Republicans in the House of Representatives voted to kill the Social Security program before final passage. The way the House works is that when you finish debate on a bill, then the minority party is given what's called a motion to recommit. And that is a motion to simply send the bill back to committee to kill the bill. And after the motion to recommit, if that motion fails, then you vote on final passage. When the Republicans got to the motion to recommit on Social Security, 92% voted to kill the bill. And then when they couldn't kill it, then on final passage, they turned around and voted for it. It's sort of like John Kerry when he said he voted against something before he voted for it. That's what they did on Social Security. On Medicare, 1965, same deal. 93% of all of the Republicans in the House voted to kill Medicare. So we should not be surprised that they are leading the charge to kill this bill today. So I guess my message is simply this. You can call it anything you want. You can call it socialism. You can call it government takeover. I don't care what you call it. The fact is, what we're trying to do is to give people choices. And what we're trying to do is also set up new rules of the game for the insurance industry. So those who want to defend the status quo, be my guest. If you think that it's a great idea that an insurance company can cancel you when your policy is up for renewal, if you're in the middle of a $20,000 cancer treatment program, if you think that's a great idea, then by all means, stick with the status quo. If you think that giving the insurance companies the right to continue to knock you out of the insurance coverage because of pre-existing conditions, then by all means, stick to the status quo. If you really like the idea that you can stay locked into a job you hate because your kid has a special health care problem and can't get covered if you change jobs, then by all means stick with the status quo. If you want people to have unlimited out-of-pocket expenses every year, if you get a serious illness, then by all means stick with the status quo. If you like the idea that there's a lifetime limit on how much you can collect on your insurance policy, then by all means stick with the status quo. If you don't, then I'd suggest that you get behind the effort to help us finally break the logjam that has stymied us on this for over 70 years. Don't let the same crowd that has won this debate for 70 years win it once more. They will do everything they can to scare the hell out of people by lying through their teeth and telling them that this is about pulling the plug on grandma and that other ridiculous nonsense that they're peddling. I mean, you can call it anything you want. I call it simple justice.